Daiwa jumps into the travel rod game with a brand new Steez, the official drop of our custom color BONHEUR in a bait we've never done it before, and some Father's Day specials you are not going to want to miss. This is what's new this week at the Hookup Tackle. Welcome back, my friends. I am Ben with the Hookup Tackle, the Tackle Otaku on Instagram. Struggling to still find my voice, but being joined this beautiful Sunday morning by my buddy David behind the camera. Good morning, David.
Good morning, kind
Happy
sir.
Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday to you guys. I apologize. You got to suffer through this again. I don't know what is happening. Orion, you're letting me down. This was supposed to be the only antibiotic I need, but you know, it makes me feel amazing. I just sound ridiculous. But cheers to you guys. Happy Sunday, dude.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday to you guys. I hope you guys are having an amazing week, an amazing weekend. I'm about to have the best Sunday ever. That's all I needed. That is beautiful. All right. Cheers, my friends. Here we go. Are you ready? We are 1 week away from Father's Day. Okay? So, if you're a father, that means you're about to have the best day ever, right? Or, you know, we're going to be doing half the work all day, barbecuing and grilling and doing normal stuff. So cheers to you early. It should just be Father's Week, in my opinion, right? We definitely have the hardest job. But for all of you that need to buy for a father, today is kind of our Father's Day special. We got some great deals going on, including our 20% off gift card special that we do every year. So if you need to just get a gift for your dad, your husband, anybody in your family, 20% off gift cards, they can get whatever they want. Trust me, they don't need you to figure out what baits they want to use. They can figure it out on their own. Of course, I'm always available. My Instagram handle is there. If you want me to help you choose a very specific gift, I am happy to do it. And everybody here at the store is happy to do it. But this is a no-brainer. Okay, so 20% off gift cards. This will run through next Saturday at noon. Okay, so you got the next 5.5, 6 days, I guess, to take advantage of that. Now, if you're not a father and you just want to take advantage of the gift card promotion, get yourself something nice, knock yourself off, okay? Or knock yourself out. Maybe not knock yourself off. That would be a strange Father's Day. So let me just keep drinking here. Knock yourself out, okay? No exclusions on gift cards. So if you guys want to get yourself a nice rod or reel or something high-end, this would be a great opportunity to do it. Now, as always, we always do a Dad's Double Dip week starting Father's Day and going the following week. So we will have special items throughout the store, items from Megabass, from Lucky Craft, from Duo, from Raid, so on and so forth, that we will have on special each day for another 20% that will allow you to double dip. Okay, so you get the gift card 20%, and then depending on what day something comes up, you might be able to grab something nice for an extra 20% off and let you kind of double dip. It's just kind of a fun way to do it. Okay, now if you want something tangible, right, in your hands, I wasn't planning on doing any more bentos for a while just because we've been so busy. But we got all caught up. So for all of you guys that have given us business over the last couple of months, I know we've been tragic on our turnaround time. We've just been so busy. It's been the busiest spring we ever had. Thank you guys for your patience. Thank you for your business. We're finally caught up, so nobody has to ask me where their order is. Of course, if you need to, that's fine. But we're finally caught up, and the staff reminded me that we've always done a Father's Day bento. So I asked them to go around and put together 3 special bentos for you guys. All of these are already built. So if you order now, they will arrive before Father's Day. Okay, so as long as you order by Tuesday, you will get them in time for Father's Day and have an actual tangible box. So I've got 3 of them. They're in 3 different price ranges. Let's dig in. Are you ready?
Let's go.
Okay. So the first one, this is the Father's Day deal box. This is a $400-ish value of just an assortment of stuff throughout the shop. Some of our favorite items, some new items, some staples, and it is going to be $99.99. Now, these are available while supplies last. Okay, we made a limited number of each box, so when they're gone, they're gone. But this is a great value box and a great way to get your father or your husband or whoever some amazing things, or yourself, right? Just a smoking deal. Let me put my beer down and let's dig into this box. I'm gonna steal your shelf. So
Yeah, go right ahead.
Okay, inside of this box is an assortment of all kinds of stuff. There's a bunch of soft plastics. There's some Jackal drift fries, some BR fish. There's some duo finder shads. There's koike shrimps. There's some hard baits. There's duo jerk baits. There's HPFs. There's some swim baits. There's a union gill. There's another swimmer. There's some great hunting baits. More crankbaits, topwaters, dice, all kinds of things, right? You get the point. So it's a $400 box. I'll put a full breakdown of everything that's inside on the website so you can see the full breakdown of items. But it's all great stuff and a great way to just make an amazing gift. So $400 value, $99.99 while supplies last. There's box number 1. All right, box number 2. We are calling this the Father's Day Trout Finesse box. Now these are very limited in supply because of what's inside of them. We didn't have a ton of pieces, so if this speaks to you, I would go ahead and grab it. But this is about a $500-ish value for $149. Okay, so we've gone from $99 to $149, so a little bit more expensive. A few more things inside. Each one is going to include one of these beautiful Megabass steel boxes. This was the limited edition box that came with the Lucky bag this year from Megabass. We were able to grab a handful more for them. They're gonna come in a variety of colors. You might get a yellow, you might get a red, you might get there's a gray, right? So you might get one of those other colors, but inside, and inside the box is a ton of trout or more finesse-y type things, okay? So just to give you an idea, some stuff fell out when I pulled this up. Lots of finesse crankbaits, lots of finesse minnow stuff. So there's some Bass Day stuff, there's some Lucky Craft stuff, there's a couple of baby jackhammers in the 1/4 ounce side, there's a couple of Rady Gudama jigs in here, there's, try not to drop the box while I'm talking, there's some small crankbaits from Lucky Craft, from OSP, there's some 110s in trout specific colors and sizes in here. There's some soft plastics. There's some Raid soft plastics, some bottom up soft plastics. You get the gist. Ton of stuff in here, more specific to that genre, that kind of trout finesse genre. $149.99 while supplies last. That is box number 2. Let's grab box number 3. Okay, and then box number 3 is our Father's Day OSP box. Okay, this is a $600 box of goodies. $199.99. Okay, so we've gone up to the 3rd tier. The only thing unusual about this box is going to include an OSP Anetic collab shirt that I'll show you in a minute. You're going to need to choose the box by your size. Okay, medium, large, XL, 2XL, so on and so forth. And there's limited amounts in each size. Now inside the box is basically just a giant collection of OSP stuff. There's a mesh bag for you to keep stuff in. I'm not going to show you everything because you guys pretty much know, right? There's soft plastics, there's hard baits, there's beavers, there's dice, there's blitzes, there's Varunas, right? I'll put a full breakdown of everything inside of this box. In total, it's a $600 box of tackle, and then it's going to come with the OSP Hookup Collab Anetic hoodie, okay? So this is a shirt that I literally live in these Anetic hoodies. It has the OSP logo on the front chest. It has the retro OSP hit down the sleeve. It's got a small little hookup hit underneath the hood in the back. There's a variety of colors in these. You're not going to get to pick the color. It's going to come with whatever color they grab in the warehouse, but there's a handful of them. It could be, you know, like this camo one. It could be, there's a red, there's a tan camo, there's a black, right? But you're going to choose your size. So large, extra large, so on and so forth. When you're sizing an Anetic hoodie, they're pretty much exactly true to size. So if you're like me, sometimes I'm an XL, sometimes I'm a 2XL, I need to go to the 2XL, right? If you're just a large and no matter what, you're always a large, then a large is fine, right? But if you teeter on that edge, just go one size up and then you'll have a perfect fit. So there you go. The Father's Day OSP box available now. All right, it is time. The first time ever that we have done a tiny bullshooter in our custom color BONHEUR. It is available right now, just dropped. So this is, as many of you guys know, BONHEUR is a color that we started with Deps. We've done it in the slide swimmer, we've done it in the Evoke, we've done it in some great baits. We just did it in the tiny bullshooter. I'm super stoked about this in this bait, because even though the tiny bullshooter is designed as a bluegill profile bait, this is also like a perfect color to pretty much fish in any kind of water clarity, right? And it's a small enough profile. It could be a shad, it could be a tilapia, it could be all kinds of things in just a sexy, sexy pattern. Now, I'm gonna break this out in a second. Before I do, all the other main colors of tiny bullshooter are back as well. Okay, so let me cover these for you now. If you guys aren't familiar with tiny bullshooter, because we haven't had them in so long, I understand it's been a minute. I think it's been 2 years since Deps has made tiny bullshooters. This is a 100 millimeter, 1 ounce bait. It's designed to be obviously a bluegill glide. CJ and I were actually out throwing this yesterday. It's one of those baits that's super easy to use, not easy to get out of the package, but easy to use. There we go. You can just cast and wind this thing, and on the straight wind, it's gonna have a pretty tight kind of S motion. It is slow sink. I would call it slow sink plus. So it's going to sink on like 16 pound. It's gonna kind of sink like this. Okay, so a decent pace to where you can keep it subsurface even when you're moving it. Little turns of the handle or little twitches of the rod, the bait chops beautifully. So it's got this really nice kind of fast, aggressive chop that's perfect for brim beds, bluegill spawn, shad spawn. Anytime that there's this style or this size bait, shallow, and you can see it's like the perfect snack size, glide bait, swim bait. And it's 1 ounce, so it's an easy one to throw. You could throw it on any of your heavier rods. You know, if you've got a light duty swim bait rod or a heavy jig rod or something like that, you can make this work. Okay, so 6 colors in the regular. There's real bluegill that I have in my hand, pumpkin seed, flash baby gill, scum perch. Can you see it okay?
Yeah, I can see it good. Yeah.
Natural ghost gill, and real largemouth.
Ooh.
Okay, now let's get to the star of the show. Let's get to the BONHEUR. Let's open it up. So, as I mentioned, I know BONHEUR doesn't seem like a natural color for a bluegill profile bait, but this is one of my favorite baits, and it's a bait that I know a lot of you guys can implement whether you're fishing from a boat, if you're fishing from shore, if you're pond fishing. This is just like the perfect size for everybody to be able to use, and the BONHEUR just, it looks so good in this bait. So you get that beautiful kind of purple pearl hit on the top, and then you get that beautiful kind of shift to the green pearl on the bottom with the gray BONHEUR scale pattern. It's just a perfect color for all kinds of situations. This is going to be a limited run, so what I have is all I'm going to have. I'm not going to say forever, but like I said, it took Deps 2 years to get this batch, so I don't know if or when they're ever going to come back. So if that speaks to you, go ahead and grab them, and same with these other colors as well. So there you go, the BONHEUR tiny bullshooter and restock of all the old traditional colors and the tiny bullshooter available now. All right, while we are on Deps, last weekend I dropped a couple of shad patterns in the slide swimmer 250s, American shad and Bush Brown gizzard shad. They evaporated out of here, as I expected they would. So I grabbed the last of what they had. Still not a lot. It's not going to be enough to go around for everybody, but if you missed out, there are some more on the site right now in both colors. American shad's going to be kind of more a little chromy, so it got some dots on it. The gizzard shad, kind of a similar scale pattern, a little tighter than what I do with BONHEUR, but in more of a, silver-esque shad type pattern. Just great colors to have going into summer. So I know a lot of you guys love slide swimmer 250, as I do. So if you missed out or want to add another one, those are in. And finally, with Deps, the drop of White Walker Evoke 1.2. Now, this was a bait that was in the Q1 subscription bento. Everybody loved it, asked for more. Deps had about 100 or so blanks left, so I asked him just to remake it, and it's available to you guys if you want to add another one to your collection or pick one up. Okay, so and then that's it. It won't be done again. So White Walker's another custom color we do here in shop. It's a matte white. It's got the crackle finish. It's got that kind of pinkish red undertone, little chartreuse hit on the front. The Evoke 1.2, as you guys know, 4x4 of crankbaits is a sick, sick square bill. So if that speaks to you while supplies last, those are available. All right, let's jump over to Megabass real quick. A couple weeks ago, we had a huge Megabass drop. Respect, JDM +1, so on and so forth. And there was an item I forgot to include in there. Now, I posted on Instagram. A lot of you guys have scooped it up, but I realized I never talked about it here. So in case this is where you get your source of news, thank you. Megabass lure stands are available. Okay, so this is something that we've been working on bringing over and getting Megabass to do for quite some time. They are finally here. $19.99 a stand. Okay, they are handmade in Japan, stainless steel stands. There's two sizes. There's a 50 and a 76. Okay, so the 50 size, I'll take them out.
I was about to say, we need to bust it out.
Let's bust it out. So the 50 size is going to be ideal for baits smaller than a 110. So it's going to be for things like your Pop Max, your Pop X, S crank. This would fit that Tiny Bullshooter BONHEUR. So if you want to just display, you know, any of your bait with pride, or if you're a collector or anything like that, this is a great thing to have. This is the silver color, by the way. It's just a straight kind of brushed stainless steel. And then there's also a black color that's just a nice, straightforward black metal stainless steel, and it says Megabass on it, made in Japan. Just to give you an idea, here is the 110 from the last bento box, the SS Albino Pro Reaction, one of my favorite colors. All right, so just a great way for you to display whatever products that you want to display, whether it's at your home, your desk, your collection, whatever, just to mess with your buddies, just to make it look super, super nice, right? So there you go. And it fits all brand baits, right? Obviously designed Megabass baits, but it fits, like I said, the Bullshooter, glide baits, all kinds of things fit on those stands. So $19.99, two different sizes. Enjoy. All right, while we are on Megabass, a couple weeks ago, we dropped some JDM colors of the 110+1. Okay, this is our best-selling jerkbait for scopers and guys that just want to get a jerkbait down in that 10-foot range. Amazing bait, been around forever. We very rarely get any special colors in this bait. So we have a handful left of what we dropped, and we scooped the last of the remaining inventory up from Megabass. I'm just going to walk through and make sure you guys know what's available in case you want to add any of them, because when they're gone, likely they're probably going to be gone for a while. But Kasumi Ito is available. We have MG Secret Shadow available, which is a really kind of slept on, kind of dark, shiny black color. It's great for first thing in the morning, great for last thing in the evening. So that first kind of hour and that last hour when the light's really low, this is a fantastic color to throw. Same with like GG Deadly Black Shad. That's another great one for early and late. We have Stealth Wakasagi. I'm gonna take this one out because this one's kind of misunderstood by a lot of guys. This is a sneaky color. It's a transparent Wakasagi, so you get that kind of almost ghost minnow brown and purple sides. Still has a pearl belly. You get a little bit of shine right there on the face. It's just a great clear water, high pressure option. That's Stealth Wakasagi. That is available. We have See-Through Glitter Ayu, which is a staple for pretty much all of us here. It's just a nice transparent shiny baitfish pattern. We have a GLXS Spring Reaction. We have GLX Cotton Wakasagi. We have GP Spawn Killer. We have GLX Rainbow. MG Vegetation Reactor, which is another great one. It's a transparent chrome side. Okay, so light goes through it, so it's shiny when the light hits it. It's transparent when the light's behind it. Really, really cool color. And there's some other colors in there too. SB Purple Zebra, I know there's some in stock. There's some cow colors. So definitely check it out. If those are baits to speak to you, this would be the last offering of those from Megabass. A new bait from Evergreen. Okay, this was announced earlier this year. It has finally arrived here at the Hookup Tackle. This is the JxJ Minnow from Evergreen. Now, there has been a huge trend in Japan for over a decade for small wakasagi style baits, right? Pretty much every brand makes them. But over the last year or so, or 2 years, the US has kind of exploded behind a couple of baits. OSP Picro, it's a great little slow sink strolling bait. And then you guys are absolutely crazy. It's like rabid freaking jackals on the Karashi from Megabass, right? And the idea is, because it's kind of easy to cast, it lets you put some motion in it. The JxJ is Evergreen's kind of Karashi attempt here, or stab at this style of bait. Now, it's a totally different bait where the Karashi is going to be a walking bait. This is going to have a built-in lip. It's going to have a jointed segment, but it's on a very loose joint. So it's going to have a very unique, just kind of real tight shimmy to it. It's just going to be a natural bait fish look. So you could throw it everywhere that you would throw a Karashi. You could throw this and just give yourself a different look. It's a very similar weight. It's just under 5 grams. So you're almost the same. So everything basically that you do with Karashi, you could implement this and give yourself a different look. Might be good for you, might not, you know, you'll have to try it, right? So a bunch of colors, there's all kinds of natural colors from, you know, transparent IUs to clears. There's some nice natural baitfish patterns. There's some transparent, darker colors, some matte finishes. So give it a shot. $21.99, okay, from Evergreen, the JxJ. While we're on Evergreen, we also did a big restock across the board on shower blows, or SBs as they're referred to here. The SB 777 is back. This is, again, kind of a downsized shower blows. It's a great option if you guys need a small bait fish presentation. Great this time of the year when they're seeing a lot of small fry. They're feeding on little bass fry or small little shad fry. These smaller size baits can really be killer. Cast great, walks great. So all colors are back in the SB 777. All right, let's jump over to our friends at Lucky Craft. We did a big drop last week from Lucky Craft and all kinds of new items. This week, they hit me up and said they had a couple of special runs, some kind of special buys that they had gone through their warehouse and found. These are kind of some retro kind of throwback baits that they didn't have in their inventory that they discovered they had. So they made me a special deal on it. I bought them. I'm giving you guys the special deal as well. So if these speak to you, grab them. Likely, this is a one and done deal. Probably never going to see these again. As you know, most Lucky Craft ranges from $15.99 to $19.99. These are all going to be $9.99 for you. Okay, so knock yourself out if they're cool. I think they're cool, and they're unusual. So I'm just going to show them to you. So. Starting off, we have the Gengal Sinking crankbait. Okay, now we've had the Gengal floaters in here before. It's kind of a bug kind of crankbait. These are available in some shad patterns and some crazy, you know, bug patterns. So you can kind of play with these. This is a very unusual bait. So this would be a fun one if you guys like to play with stuff that's just maybe a little weird and cool. It's designed and shaped like a little bug, okay? So you can see it's kind of, you know, round, almost like a beetle style shell. But it's a sinking version with a crankbait lip and all the weight's in the front. So when it sinks like this, okay? So it's gonna sink vertical and it's gonna swim down straight. And then when you get it to the level you want, you just straight retrieve it like a crankbait and it's going to wind in just like a crankbait, real flat. Real buggy. It's got a little bit of a high pitch kind of glass beads in there. They recommend on the package doing a lift and drop retrieve, kind of like a, you know, like an LV500 style, so you can play with that. But I thought, you know, it's weird and it's cool and it's funky, and you guys might enjoy it. So it comes with these double hooks on it versus trebles. Of course, you can swap those if you want to use it more open water. But because most bugs live on the ground, they designed it this way so it could get to the ground, and then you can kind of just crank it along the ground and not have that bottom treble to snag. So play with it, knock yourself out. Like I said, all kinds of weird colors. Just spec it, 45 millimeters, 10.5 grams. So you're at 3/8 of an ounce. So it should be a pretty easy one to cast as well. There's the Gengal Sinking. there is a saltwater bait designed for topwater, so some of you freshwater guys might find a use for it. This is called the Lucky Craft Each One. Okay, so there's 5 colors. There's a Happy Berry Pinky SD, there's a Golden Pineapple, there's a Bomber Redhead, a Kinkira Cherry Coke, a Cherry Candy Pearl. Okay, so 5 different colors. This is designed as a pencil popper. Okay, so it's gonna fish the same way a shower blows would, a gunfish would. It's just built for saltwater, so it's gonna have, you know, rust-resistant hardware on it, but you can see it's got that same kind of cupped face, that kind of bulbous body. It's a little flatter, so you're gonna get a little more flashing as the bait's moving side to side. Looks so sharp. So you're just gonna get a little bit slightly different movement. It's got a little bit of a rattle to it. Okay, so there's something there, but it's not overly intrusive. So, I don't know, you guys might really enjoy it. I'm a sucker for topwater baits, so if that speaks to you, that's the Lucky Craft Each One. Those are available now. We also got a couple of colors in the Bevy Shad 75. We got Ghost Viron and Pearl Viron. So these are usually European exclusive colors. It's just kind of like a nice natural bait fish pattern. We don't see the Bevy Shad 75 come around a lot. So I just scooped them up. So if those speak to you, again, $9.99, great chance to scoop those guys up. Going back to the saltwater, you know, we're a huge fan of Slender pointers. Last weekend we talked about Slender pointers and some of the new colors. This is the sinking saltwater version of the Slender pointer. So there's a couple different sizes in there. They're all gonna be in your saltwater style colors. So your sardines, spotted shads, there's some redheads in here. So the sinking version will allow it to just sink down through the salt. So if you want a small little finessey bait for some inshore or beach or surf fishing, this would be great. Also could be a killer one in freshwater as well. It's just gonna give you a little bit of a sink rate to get the bait down there a little bit deeper if you want. Again, we're just gonna run it for the $9.99 promotion. And finally, my favorite finesse bait of all time in a crankbait. I'm going to work with Lucky Craft to bring this back in rotation because it's one that I'm almost to the end of my stash. But the Bevy Crank 45, I got 2 colors. Both are in the SR, so this is a shallow runner, so it's only going to get a couple of feet deep. Chartreuse blue and ghost brown, both great colors. It's an amazing bait to cast even on heavier gear. So I throw this on a light duty crankbait rod, like my light square bill rod, 20 pound. I keep it really high. It's a good power fishing crankbait, even though it's tiny. You guys might love it as a bait finesse crankbait, works great. So a couple colors there, again, $9.99, knock yourself out. All right, let's finish the show with some rod and reel conversation. Here we go. Daiwa is in the travel rod game with a high-end new Steez multi-piece offering. So these are going to come, this is a whole collection of rods. I posted this earlier this week on Instagram. There's some casting rods, there's some spinning rods. Some of the models are already starting to sell out. Now, if you remember, I told you that Daiwa is going to look at some big price increases starting June 1st. They've pushed that back to July 1st, but July 1st is a hard price increase time. So these right now for a Steez travel rod are $3.99. July 1st they're going to go to $4.69, which is still probably a good price for what you're getting in this. But if this speaks to you, I would take advantage. Each rod is going to come with this case. It's kind of a carbon fiber-esque vibe of a case. It's got a handle. It's got a shoulder strap, so you could wear it as a sling or a shoulder strap. And then it is a padded case inside, and each rod is a 5-piece rod. So this is one of the casting models. I think this is the bait finesse model. So there's some bait finesse models. There's some, more straightforward models. And again, there's casting and spinning. So you can kind of get the vibe of the rod here. It's got that kind of really nice kind of air sensor reel seat, similar to like what you'd see on a Zillion. But it's got that nice Steez metal lockdown. Most of the casting, I think, are this full foam grip. You've got just, they're clean, right? They're clean, kind of high-end aesthetic. Now, they're not the same blank or guide train as what's on the Steez AGS. Okay, so they're more straightforward, just Fuji SIC guides, not AGS guides going across. But still a Steez, $3.99, incredible deal. Let me show you the spinning just so you know cosmetically what you guys are in for. And I won't put the whole thing together, but we'll grab a couple pieces here. So you can check it out. As you guys know, I know we've been through this a bunch of times before. Anytime you're putting together travel rods or multi-piece rods, okay, and this is going to be the same whether it's a Steez, a Megabass Triza, fly rod, anything like that. You want to put these together to where the pieces are at a offset, right? So this is kind of a 45-degree offset, and you want to twist them tight, okay? And that twisting will bond those two pieces together, right? So you want to make sure you add that twist. Of course, you could always put ferro wax on there if you're taking them on and off a lot, but you need to have that twist to bond them. Otherwise, as you cast, the pieces will just start separating off, okay? So there you go. There's a look at the spinning. It's a nice kind of split grip. Get that nice kind of rear lockdown, that front forward foam. This is the drop shot Neko rod. There's a handful of different options in there, so check them out. Again, $3.99. Good deal for a travel rod. I'll have to work on getting that piece back apart. But there you go. In stock now from Daiwa. All right, and finally in stock from Shimano, the 2025 Antare. So we've been dying to get this in our hands since we saw them earlier this year. By the way, this is a righty only drop. So as you guys know, Shimano loves to play with you lefties. So usually the lefties show up a couple weeks after the righties, but the righties are in stock. There's an HG and an XG model. HG is 7.4 to 1 gear ratio. XG is 7.8 to 1 gear ratio. The Antares has always been the flagship model for Shimano in their bait casting reels. Designed to be the best casting, smoothest reel in their lineup. If there is a drawback, it's great at getting fingerprints, okay? So you have to be okay with getting fingerprints on it. It's also a little bit bulky of a reel, okay? Which can be a downside or a plus depending on what reel or what rod you're trying to put this on. The new version is lighter than the old version in hand. It fits more comfortably in hand for me. So I really dig this. But if you're coming from Daiwa in something like a Steez SVT wing, this is gonna feel huge to you. It's gonna feel like a 200 size reel, even though it's a 100 size reel, okay? So you kind of have to be careful what rod you put this on, or it's gonna feel a little weird and wonky. I wouldn't put an Antares on anything really light or really short, but any of your heavier stuff or your larger grip rods, it will fit great on any of the larger, you know, NRX or X Prides or any of that stuff. It'll feel really, really nice. So there you go. The Antares, $569, I believe. So priced well, looks great. Should be an amazing reel for you guys out there in the water. Those are available now from Shimano. All right, and just like that, we are done with today's episode. Medication time.
Medication time.
I am just gonna enjoy the rest of my Sunday. Cheers to you guys. Just as a reminder, 20% off all gift cards. The discount applies automatically in carts, so all you gotta do is add them in cart and it will discount that for you guys. That's gonna run today, obviously, and then all week, and we'll end next Saturday at noon. If you have questions on anything that we covered today, let me know. David, do you have a favorite item of today's episode?
It has to be the BONHEUR.
It's hard to beat a BONHEUR in anything, but yeah, it looks super, super sexy in that tiny bullshooter. So I hope you guys enjoy that. I hope you guys catch a bunch of fish on it and I like that. And give me some feedback. Tag me in the post. I'd love to see what's happening. So on behalf of myself and David and everybody here at the Hookup Tackle Guys, thank you for your business. Thank you for watching these episodes. Thank you for putting up with whatever nonsense this voice is giving you right now. Trust me, I'll be working on it. But on behalf of my family, guys, thank you guys so much. If you have questions on anything, you've got my Instagram handle. Of course, you can drop questions down below. But go hug your family, enjoy your weekend, catch a big fish, drink a delicious Orion if you can find it. And I will see you guys with a very cool episode next week. I'm excited to be back in a few days. So peace. Cheers, my friends. Have a great weekend. See you next time.